Hello, and welcome to Tales from the Tome, where timeless stories come alive. Today, we're diving into a novel that's not just a book. It's a mirror reflecting the raw edges of adolescence and the search for meaning in an often confusing world. By the end of this video, you'll uncover the deeply personal and timeless truths nestled within The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Together, we'll explore its poignant story, rich characters, and resonant themes that continue to speak to readers across generations. First published in 1951, The Catcher in the Rye follows the journey of Holden Caulfield, a 16-year-old boy struggling with alienation, identity, and the often overwhelming transition from childhood to adulthood. Holden's voice, raw and honest, invites us into his world, a place filled with confusion, longing, and sharp observations of the adult society he distrusts. Let's walk through Holden's journey, piece by piece. The story begins at Pensy Prep, the elite boarding school from which Holden is about to be expelled for failing most of his classes. His frustration isn't just with his academic shortcomings, but with the phoniness he sees in the people around him. This term, phony, becomes a recurring lens through which Holden judges the world. After a tense goodbye with his history teacher, Holden decides to leave Pensy early and head to New York City before returning home to face his parents. What follows is a whirlwind of experiences as Holden navigates the city's chaos, meeting old friends, strangers, and even a few enemies along the way. Holden's encounters are a mix of warmth and alienation. He seeks genuine connection, but often sabotages it with his cynicism. Take, for example, his interaction with Sally Hayes, a former girlfriend. Their date begins on a hopeful note, but Holden's impulsive and critical nature soon derails it. One of the most poignant relationships in the novel is with his younger sister, Phoebe. She represents the innocence Holden desperately wants to protect, and their bond is the emotional core of the story. In one memorable scene, Phoebe challenges Holden's aimlessness, asking him what he wants to do with his life. His response? To be the catcher in the rye, a guardian who saves children from falling into the corruption of adulthood. The story reaches its climax as Holden spirals deeper into his despair, culminating in a breakdown. He eventually finds solace in Phoebe's unwavering love, which reignites a spark of hope and a tentative willingness to move forward. Now let's dig deeper into the soul of this novel, its themes and messages. Alienation and belonging. Holden's journey is marked by a profound sense of isolation. He pushes people away, yet craves meaningful connection, a paradox many of us can relate to in moments of vulnerability. Salinger captures the loneliness of adolescence with striking honesty, offering a reminder that the search for belonging is universal. Innocence and corruption. Holden's dream of being the catcher in the rye reflects his desire to shield children from the harsh realities of adulthood. This theme invites us to reflect on how we navigate the loss of innocence in our own lives. Is there a part of us still holding on to the purity of childhood? Authenticity versus phoniness. Through Holden's eyes, we see a critique of societal norms and pretenses. His disdain for phonies forces us to examine our own interactions. Are we living authentically, or are we wearing masks to fit in? Mental health and vulnerability. Although not explicitly addressed in the 1950s context, Holden's struggles with depression and anxiety resonate deeply with modern conversations about mental health. His story is a poignant reminder of the importance of empathy and understanding, especially for those navigating internal battles. Closing. Host leans forward slightly, speaking softly and thoughtfully. In The Catcher in the Rye, J.D. Salinger gives us more than just a story. He offers a glimpse into the human spirit's longing for connection, authenticity, and purpose. Holden Caulfield's struggles may be unique to him, but his questions about identity, belonging, and the meaning of life echo within all of us. So, What does this story mean to you? Have you ever felt like Holden, searching for authenticity in a world that sometimes feels overwhelming? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Tales from the Tome for more deep dives into the stories that shape us. And as you go about your day, remember Holden's wish to be the catcher in the rye, protecting innocence wherever you find it. Perhaps in some small way, we can all be that for someone in our lives.